Yikes. Okay, take two. I messed up the video. Everything I did. Ended up on the cutting room floor. Oh well. Good morning and welcome to Live and Learn, the morning gratitude show where I start off my day with a gratitude list and a little bit of patriotism. It'll be a shorter episode today because I lost 20 minutes of footage. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible with liberty and justice for all. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we've watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? Thank you. Let's get it on. Live and Learn. It's the morning gratitude show. First thing in the morning from Boston, Massachusetts, United States of America, planet Earth, third zone from the sun, in our solar system, which is part of the outer spiral arm of the Milky Way galaxy, and our local group of galaxies, part of the Virgo cluster inside the Laniakea supercluster, inside the known universe, which could be part of an even grander structure known as the multiverse of all possibilities, if you believe that. I am blessed and grateful. Good morning. I start off my day with a gratitude list. I am grateful and blessed for my family, for my friends, for my faith, for my freedom, for my health, for my union job, a good night's sleep, a solid breakfast, the peace that comes from being a single guy of my age, and my road of sobriety. And that's just my foundation. I roll out of bed with 10 things to be grateful for. Oh, I had a long weekend. Hope you had a good weekend. I had a long weekend. I had Friday off. I had to make an appointment at the IMV, at the Registry of Motor Vehicles. See, I don't live in the state. I live in the Commonwealth, and we don't have a department of motor vehicles. We have an RMV, a registry of motor vehicles here in Boston. Yeah, we do. 5:50. It's 5:11 a.m. Yeah, I just shot a bunch of stuff, and I found there was a pause button, but then I messed that up too. But so I had some I almost had a bathroom accident. I am blessed and grateful that there is a relatively clean enough commode here at this subway station. Yeah. And I feel better now. Wow. Oof. That was hell. Not like ex-wife hell, but at its own level of hell. Having to go really bad. And I'm not talking, because I'm a guy, I can just step into a dark bush and just take, I had to, but I had I didn't have a show yesterday. Yeah, no show yesterday. Sorry about that. So buttons, as Ma says. I went to my Aunt Cheryl's funeral services. My Auntie Cheryl passed away about 2 months ago, and I'll tell you. Auntie, it doesn't have a date. It just says 2005. That's my Auntie Cheryl. And got to see her sons, my first cousins. And it's always good to see them. And they're good men. And her side of the family, See, my uncle and Cheryl divorced a long time ago, but we kept Cheryl and her family. So they were no longer in-laws, they were outlaws. And we just, we love that side of the family. Like, so, and it was important and good that I showed up. And once I did the math, I was like, okay, I can make it. I was like, okay, let's go. But family comes before show any day of the week. So that's what I did. Yeah, I went to my Auntie Cheryl's funeral services. She was cremated, and it was a local service because, everyone's moved away. A lot of people have moved to Florida. Auntie Cheryl was in Maryland. One of my cousins lives up in New Hampshire. The other one lives in Wisconsin or Michigan. I got it written down somewhere. It's one of those places, And but it was good to see everyone. It's like, the odd sensation of seeing someone you hadn't seen in almost decades, giving them a big hug and kiss, and be like, "Wow, it's good to see you," but you're at someone's funeral. I know, that's the shape of life. That's the way life goes. And Auntie Cheryl was very special to me. She really was. My mom kept in contact with her. Auntie Cheryl was the first sibling to know about my mom's diagnosis. Yeah. And because Cheryl had her own similar diagnosis. So they were, they found strength in each other and relief. They really did. And being able to share that experience with someone you love dearly. A sister, and after my mom passed, Auntie Cheryl was always checking in on me and making sure I was doing okay. And here comes the train. Just as you mind the yellow platform line, please. And here comes the train. I hope my butt cheeks don't fall off. I tried to hover. It's just too much. Too much coming out, Oh, she doesn't want to. She doesn't want to. It's weary. Merci. Let's do this the old-fashioned way. Let's do it on the tee. Hopefully we don't upset any halfway house people. The only kind of men that are up at this hour are men going to work or men who have to leave their halfway house and find something to do all day long until they can return to the halfway house. Always be careful on the tee. Uh-oh. The tee's already cranky. But yeah, I was blessed and grateful. There was a ferry that went because the services were in Winthrop. Winthrop is next to East Boston, near the it's on the other side of the harbor. And if you imagine Boston Harbor as a giant sea, Quincy is at the bottom of the sea. The letter C, not the big blue. And Winthrop was at the top of it, and there's an affordable ferry, a ferry boat that goes from Quincy to Winthrop. And I'm like, wow, okay, so that's what I did, and it was quite convenient, quite reasonable, very pleasant voyage to be and just to smell the air, the sea air. We call it a sea breeze. Like, the smell of the sea breeze. It was such a beautiful day. A little rainy here and there, but mostly sunny. And then to be around so much love and so many people, some familiar faces, and my cousins too. And she was my auntie. And see, when my mom passed away, she left explicit orders, and wishes. Please respect my wishes. I do not want a memorial ceremony. I do not want a headstone. I do not want a mass guard. I don't want any of that. She wanted just to walk into the sunset. And so being part of this ceremony not only was it moving because it was Auntie Cheryl's, but it gave me kind of by proxy a ceremony for my mom. Oh boy. The first train of the day. And we're already not moving. Oh, we're moving. Yeah. I'm just so grateful and blessed to have that some of the subway stations have the human decency to have relatively clean and unlocked restrooms. You know, it wasn't there was no toilet paper. What did I do? Well, I'm a grown man. I carry a handkerchief. To blow your nose, stuff like that. So buttons. So I manned up and I used the resource that was available to me. I threw it out, of course. Oh great, no headphones. You can hear that? Okay, good. I know that's what you want. I want to make a little device, like a keychain fob, with a very tight laser, not harmful to humans, but something with an electromagnetic pulse that can brick your phone from a short distance. So I can just go, boop, and then you're like, oh, what's wrong with my phone? Well, you should have used headphones. Oh, Jesus. Sorry, Jesus. I don't mean to take your name. I was just in Jesus' house yesterday, too. It was a nice church. My first time I've ever been to an Episcopal ceremony.
Entering Quincy Center.
It was very much like a Catholic ceremony. They even did the changing of the wafer in the wine into the body and blood of Jesus. And I thought that was like strictly a Catholic thing. I didn't know that was like, because the Episcopal Church is like an offshoot of the Anglican Church. I don't know. I thought it was different with those people. And but yeah, I mean, I had a panic attack. Of course I did, because I'm going to church. And of course I did, because I'm gonna, just a little one, but all the same, I'm blessed and grateful. I had my panic pills. I had my mantra. I had my breathing exercises. And then, I noticed last night, going to bed, there was somebody parked in my parking spot. I have a parking spot. And they were still there this morning. So I left a nice note. I did, it was nice. I said, good morning, today's date, good morning. You're parked in my spot. You don't have permission to park in my spot. there are plenty of guest spots. Thank you. And my name, and my unit number. And I took plenty of pictures too. I'm always afraid of other people's ability to be shitty people. Like, what if they key their own car and be like, oh, this guy fucking keyed my car? Like, no, I didn't. I let them know. Please don't park at my spot. You don't have my permission to park in my spot. What if my girlfriend wanted you to park there? She got to park down the street because you were being a chump, treating me like a chump? I know I don't have a girlfriend, but it's a hypothetical situation. Plus, think about it this way. Think about it. Think about it this way.
Entering Wollaston.
What the hell was he saying? Oh, Jesus. Okay, think about it this way. Yeah, I pay the mortgage, I pay the property taxes, I pay the condo fees, I inherited it. It's my condo. That's my parking spot. I'll even look it up in the condo bylaws about parking spots. And about that's my parking spot. I'm sorry that you needed. There are guest spots. I hope No, I didn't do anything to that person's car. I don't. Why? Because I live in fucking karma. Why would I do that to someone's car? I'm not a sociopath. I'm not psychotic. It's someone's property.
Next stop,
nice car.
North Quincy.
They just parked in the spot. It's like, shit happens. But still, it's called communication. Being like, hey, it's someone's parking spot. Oh, don't worry, they don't have a car. They don't park there. You don't have that right. You don't have that leverage to put against me to be like, hey, shut up and then just take it. No. Sorry. There are plenty of guest spots in that, in the condo parking. And that's that. I mean, it doesn't matter that I don't have a car, or that my story is that I currently don't have a car, or that, hey, my girlfriend parks there. Or do I even have to lie? Oh shit, speaking of, do I have my other headphones?
Entering North Quincy.
I do, okay. So Friday, I had a scheduled personal day where I got my license renewed. I got a new picture. It looks terrible. It's supposed to, because it's a license picture.
No smoking, please.
And I had to get it upgraded to a real ID. And here's some faith. Here's some spirituality for you. Here's some spirituality in your eye. All right. I had a day off a couple of weeks back.
Next stop, JFK.
And it was in late April. And it was a Friday. Was it a Friday? It was a scheduled day off. Yeah, because it was. No. Okay, it was Wednesday. Because I had just got back from Florida from hanging out with my family. So I take a day. When I travel, I take a day the day before and the day after off. The day before to pack, to clean my house. I don't know about you, but I clean my house before I go away on vacation. So I come home to a nice house. There's something in the fridge. There's the bed's always made. There's nothing on the floor to pick up. Sorry. I'm so distracted. That fucking shit. Then after my travel day, I have that next day off after I fly in to put everything away to do my laundry of all the things that I today on Sully struggles with other people without headphones. Holy shit! I know. It's in the MBTA webpage too. It's like don't play your devices without headphones. It says there on the webpage. And this person's an employee of the Transit Association. What am I supposed to do? They're abusing their power. Did you hear that? So it was the day after I got back from Florida, and I have the day off. So I'm like just doing laundry, unpacking, unpack, then do the laundry. So buttons, and I was possessed with the notion, hey, get your stuff, run down to the post office, and apply for a passport now, today. And I did, and you need an appointment to get that too. And I was just shooting the shit with the post office lady. Apparently she's from South Boston, I'm from South Boston. And I used my charm. I asked Krishna, help me out here. He said, just be yourself. And, hey, what parish are you from? Oh, I'm from here. And she got a nice laugh out of her. And I was like, oh, okay, well, I'll take that appointment, but if there are any openings, you can call me and let me know. And she looked, she went in the back for a second, came back. Can you come back at 4 today? I'm like, yes. And I did. And I brought everything in order. I had everything, my picture, all my paperwork, and right, bing, 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 right there, I applied for my first passport ever. And and also for $30 more, you get something called a passport card, which is an ID card, and it's a real ID, and thank you, Krishna. And look at this beautiful dawn. The sun is rising. And the only thing that's ruining this dawn is other people. I'm just kidding. Such an ass. And so I'm possessed by, well, I'm not possessed by, I appeal to a notion called Kriya Shakti. Kriya Shakti, Kriya Shakti. It means may I spontaneously generate the right decision at every moment. That could, and I was like, Kriya Shakti, Kriya Shakti. So I went and applied for my passport, and boom, I got approved. I already got my passport. My passport card should be here during the week. Great. Because I need a real ID to fly to Dallas to go to Fan Expo. And, my driver's license with the real ID won't arrive for 3 to 4 weeks. And I'm like, oh gee. So at least I can fly domestically with my passport if my car doesn't show up, because they show up separately. So Kriya Shakti. I asked Krishna, I don't just come to you to hit you up for favors. I like talking to you and enjoying sunrises with you and good stuff. But I am hitting you up for a favor this time. Not really. But it was just more of like, being encouraged by that voice in your soul. To be like, hey.
Entering JFK UMass.
Oh, Jesus. Got a person in between me and the fucking. Just get a little further away from the headphoneless wonder. Put a human body in the way too. Buffer that sound. No, they work for the MBTA, and it's just like, oh shit. See that? And now we're gonna get held up because that train's leaving first. Oh well. So buttons.
Next stop, Andrew.
You can hear that. I mean, jeez. Can't you use headphones? Wow. The sun has risen over the horizon. It's a beautiful dawn. More Bob Ross. Well, at least we got happy little trees, we got clouds and a blue sky. We have the sun, the promise of a new day. At least we can enjoy this Bob Ross moment while the train idles. And thank you for tuning in, seriously. Sorry about no show yesterday, but family comes first. I got home about 4 p.m. and I did think maybe I should just go right into the studio, turn it on, do a show. Nah, don't. I needed to eat something. I needed to, decompress a little bit. We're saying goodbye to a beloved family member. And that's life. That's the shape of life. It's the shape of love. That's family. And that's why I always, always, always start off my gratitude list first and foremost with I am grateful for my family. It is wonderful to love and to be loved, to be accepted for who you are. To see familiar faces. We've all grown older. And that's that. So God bless. Namaste. Good luck. And have a great day. Stay grateful. Leave a comment. Subscribe if you haven't already. And happy Monday. Don't get a case of the Mondays. Let the Mondays get a case of you instead. All right. See you later. Bye-bye.